What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Michelle Renee from IamMichelleRenee.com. And I have a very, very special guest. I say that all the time, but no, for real, for real. This is a very special guest because this is my line sister, y'all. We are coming back after years. I haven't talked to her in a while, but I'm excited to have her because she's got some dope, dope things going on. So, everybody, welcome my sister, Amanda. Amanda, tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what your brand is.
Hi, everyone. I'm Amanda Bankston. I am a co-founder of a social media platform. I didn't know if I wanted to say, I did want to shout out, I'm originally from Mississippi, of course, little small town called Tylertown. I currently reside in San Antonio, Texas. So shout out to all the Texas people out there in the world. We've started a social media platform and it's called MVP Vibe. And the MVP part stands for musicians, vocalists, and poets. And so it's a social platform for the independent artist space. And so we started working on this project about 3 years ago. And it's really cool to see now it's live. The website is live. And the platform is also available in both iOS and Android. So we are super duper excited about where we are right now.
That is amazing. How did you know, or how did you move into wanting to do a social media platform for artists?
Oh, well, my co-founder and husband was at the age of 19, he was an artist. He started his own record label and produced his own rap album. So he fell in love with, music early on, of course, and that entrepreneurial spirit in him didn't die down, but he ended up joining the military, had a family, things like that. And so as he circled back, he wanted to create sort of a local venue in Texas. And Texas has a lot of independent artists that's in Houston, Austin, San Antonio, Dallas, different places like that. And so we started talking about brick and mortar limiting us to a geographical reach. Yep. And I was like, why don't we build it into a social, like into a platform? And little did I know, or at the time, I was like, we can step into the playground with the big kids, right? And so we started looking into what it would really take. It was a very overwhelming type of feeling, but I still knew we could do it and create something that was a niche space for independent artists. So
that was kind of absolutely love that. As an artist myself, of course, I have a special love for anything that is going to foster that community among artists and bring us to a place where we can have it, because sometimes you find yourself you don't really have a space in social media. It used to be MySpace was our space. And then, YouTube, but now YouTube is for everything. So you can't really just rely on it. So to have a platform like this is truly, truly amazing. And you said you started about how long ago?
3 years. October. Sorry, October will be 3 years. So we went on a trip, and on the trip we started kind of talking about what it would consist of, what would be the name of it. And so we thought of the word vibe because it describes the atmosphere of the space that's created. And we love that atmosphere from an independent artist space, and live music is so organic. And so we wanted to keep the word vibe, but we wanted to call out the musician side of it, and the vocalists and the poets, because poets really don't have a niche space either. And so we thought that space would be where we would start. And so that was kind of how we started. And tech is kind of interesting within itself. So we're in the social media space, we're in the tech space, and then we're also in the entertainment space. So we wear multiple hats in that kind of space right there.
I absolutely love that. So take us on a walk through the app, through the platform. When you go into the app, what is it that you can expect, and what are you looking for? If I'm going in as an artist, what am I looking to explore, versus if I'm going in as a person who loves artistry but not necessarily an artist?
That's a very good question. So first off, both of those profiles are free. So we wanted to make it free for the artists. We wanted to make it free for fans. And so as an artist, when you first go in either profile, you will land into what we call our activity feed, which most people see as a thread on most platforms. You're kind of accustomed to the things you're following the most will show up in your thread. The really cool thing about our platform is that we have this space called Discover. So it's all about the actual content. So when you go into the Discover section, if you are looking for poetry, if you're looking for just singers or rappers or whatever you may be looking for, country or alternative, you can actually search in that space and just find talent. And if you think about it, in most social platforms right now, you have to know that person's name in order to find them and follow them. And so, or if they're getting enough like, like streams, then they may start to pop up in some playlists or things like that. But for us, it is all in one spot. And if you're new to the platform, or if you newly upload something, it shows up in the Discover. So we have our top 100 there. We have our newly uploaded. So if you went in and you said, hey, I want to upload this content right here today, it will show up immediately in that Discover as the first top thing. And it continues to, so some people go in and they'll drop like 10 videos in there, or, so we're like, but that's what it's there for. You can upload and import. So you can import from YouTube, Vimeo, or SoundCloud. The really cool thing about our platform is that if you are streaming on our platform, it will count back at the original source. So you're not, so you're not trading it in. You don't have to say, hey, I have to house it over on MVP Vibe. You can actually still build those views on the other sites. You can also, so you can also import an MP3. So some people do that as well. But probably the number one feature on our platform is that I can tip as small as $1. So if I'm like, hey, I really, really like this piece, I'm going to give you $5. I'm going to give you $1. So that's part of why we want the fans to be free, because we want the fans to give that money to the artist. And
wow.
Right now,
that is major. And coming from an independent artist, like that doesn't happen. Everywhere is a fee, or everywhere is somewhere where it's like you got to pay to play. That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's probably our flagship kind of feature, because there are other competitors out in the market, obviously, that monetize for artists, but you have to have a certain number of views or streams, and then it's less than a penny to the dollar. Like you have to have a lot of streams in order to really start to see a return. But for us, you can come on, post your video today, and we tend to do like some tip Tuesdays, or we do different little features where we tip artists all over, and they'll get tips and be like, oh, look at this, it showed up, and it goes straight into there. So it's PayPal to PayPal. We want to use a trusted source right now, because we get it, we're new to the game, but people are like, hey, I had this $10 show up that I didn't even know about, but or I didn't realize it was there until I got the notification saying, hey, you've received a tip. So I think it's pretty cool that, we're able to do dollar for dollar is how I feel about it, instead of a coin system or anything like that.
I am so blown away, because initially when I was, when you shared the link within our like group chat or whatever, and I went on, I immediately downloaded, I was like, okay, get my profile or whatever. I had no idea the capacity of what you were doing. I knew it was big. I was like, this is major, because one, app development is major. I don't care what the app is. That's a major deal. But to hear you really unpack it, like I watched your South by Southwest workshop, and I was like, okay,
Thank you.
Technical stuff going on here. But even in that, it was like hearing you explain it bit by bit really takes it to the next level. Like this is major for artists. This is major for fans, because the thing that we've learned in the pandemic is that people didn't stop loving music or artistry. We actually started leaning into it more. And I think our respect for it has grown exponentially in this space. Like, so this is something really, really major. Like you guys are birthing a gym, or have birthed a gym. So that's amazing. How do you feel like it's going to have an impact on the Black community of artistry? Because oftentimes we find ourselves being, it's a little more difficult for us to almost break into the entertainment industry, right? We know this. So how do you feel like it's going to have an impact on our community?
Well, it allows them to really start to take control a lot more around how they earn money, how they market themselves. We do a lot of different things for the artist community, where we help build branding for them. We do like featured artists. We are really trying to shine a spotlight on the talent that's in our community, and give them the avenue or the space to really take this tool and use it to better their career. And so we really are trying to pave out a way where they're not having to have a PhD in marketing or, you know, like be creative, be in that creative space, use this tool to get more exposure. And we do choose, like pick and, you know, choose some of those artists that are out there that we really see that need help, or artists come to us and say, hey, can you help me with some of the marketing or things like that? So we want to build this into an ecosystem of resources. So, and that's the other part that I didn't really talk about yet, which is the business side of it. So we're starting to build partnerships with different independent artists, like not artists, I'm sorry, labels. I say independent artists so much. So independent labels, different videographers, photographers, choreographers, different resources that the independent artists need in this space. And so producers, we have a couple of different relationships with those as well. So as artists need connections, we want to help them build those connections quicker. And so that's going to be a part of, and there's some in there now, we just haven't started to bridge those gaps. But if artists reach out to us, we are constantly connecting them with different people that they need resources from, just depending on what they, even entertainment attorneys, just depends. So we would love to continue to build on that, and especially when it comes to entertainment attorneys, because they're by state. But we want to build that up even more so we can be that resource for independent artists, for sure.
That's amazing. How do you feel like the pandemic has affected you all's business or the way that you're able to do business within this particular niche right now?
So it's definitely changed the game a little bit. So we were doing a lot of grassroots marketing where we were really just getting out, doing some beta testing, talking to artists, getting them on the app, saying, hey, try to break it. Tell us what you like, what you don't like, what can we change? And so that kind of got taken away a little bit because there were no events. But the really cool thing is that it helped us realize, because we were trying to explain to people, hey, we need a virtual space where people can monetize. As independent artists, they can monetize.
And now you don't have to explain it to them because we know how important it is.
Yeah. So now it's like, we got it. Now what's the next step, or what do we need to do? So, but yeah, we were literally trying to convince people, hey, can you imagine having an app where you are performing and you're performing live and people are tipping you right then and there? Like, this is what this is. We're building it right now. And they're like, okay. We're like, okay, like we'll keep pushing it. But eventually, once COVID hit, everybody was like, we need a virtual stage, because, you know, every gig was like just shut down. And we were like, all right, let's fast forward and get past the beta testing and let's get it live. And I think it was October. We pretty much set out all of our press releases. We rolled everything out. It's live, and we're like, all right, let's go head first. So we're super excited to be even to this point. And it's so hard because you have so many milestones to really reflect back, but it has been a journey, 3 years in the making, but still a lot to do. It's been a journey. But yeah.
It's so amazing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so impressed with just your ability to say, you know what, this is what we want to do, and we're going to stick it through. Because a lot of the times I tell artists, I tell business persons, people who are seeking to start a brand, that you cannot give up in those first few years, like, because it's hard. It genuinely is hard. Like, and you have to go through those different pieces so you understand how to manage when it becomes easier, or when you have more to manage. Like, so I'm so proud of you for not giving up, right? That's amazing. Tell us more about the business side of it. What's going to be happening next?
So we're actually in the fundraising process. That's been another interesting part of it. And being able to go out there, work with angel investors, learning a lot about that. It's been really, really difficult. Just because funding, it's not because I think COVID has had a big impact on that, because a lot of pocketbooks are tighter just due to COVID. A lot of focus is in different areas, rightfully so in some cases from an investment standpoint. So tech and, entertainment isn't necessarily a top thing, but things are seeming promising. We're still getting in front of investors, so we are continuing to pray around that. And we've been doing that now since pretty much February, as far as in just trying this round, just trying to really push in that space. So as far as in the future, I'll give you guys a quick insight. So the tipping feature, we are looking to use the Go Live piece of it with live virtual events, where people can tip through the live events, and then also businesses can host live events. So we're trying to do some different things there. It's just hidden. Some of it is there already, but we've hidden it. So some sneak peeks are coming in 2021. So
That is so amazing. Oh my gosh, this is so dope. Like I really can't
thank
even
you.
put it into words because I think about my brothers and sisters in artistry and just how beneficial this is right now and how timely it is. So I'm joining you in prayer, but I'm also see about joining you in and securing you some funds so we can make sure this thing happens. So it's about
Yes.
connecting you to the right people and getting you in some of those artist circles to make sure that they know that, hey, this is out here for you. So let's make it happen. Let's nurture it. Let's love on it. Let's embrace it. I'm extremely proud. How can people find you? I know you said the app is available both in iOS and Android. Where can they find you on social media? Is there a website as well to help navigate with it? Tell us all the ways that we can reach you guys.
So there's okay. So the social media handles are MVP_vibe on IG, Facebook, Twitter, even LinkedIn. We're also on LinkedIn. YouTube, it's MVP Vibe. We do have on our YouTube channel how-to videos. And so it shows you how to log in, how to add content, how to get a tip. So it's some really cool like how-tos on there. We also do the tip of the day. We do some different tips inside the app now, but we definitely have different like Q&A type things that can help people. You can always just send us a DM inside of the app and say, hey, I have a question, and we will respond.
Awesome.
So that's another quick, easy way to get access to us. And if you're wondering what our name is, inside, it's the MVP Vibe team. And it's going to always be the first message that you get because we always welcome you to our platform. So it's always easy to find us. And then, yeah, I think those are the main ways. The apps in both stores are MVP Vibe, and it's pretty simple. It's just that we have to put a space in between it on MVP space Vibe. And yeah, those are the ways you can find us. So
I'm so excited, y'all. Go check out my girl, MVP Vibe, iOS store and the Android store. Download it, get to know some new independent artists. If you are an independent artist, make sure you check it out. Upload your content, get your tips, baby. I'm thinking I might get back into writing and singing. I mean, I've got books
yes.
and songs. It's time
Oh,
for me to put out some content.
well, we do feature artists now.
Yes. Yes. Don't tell me, honey, because I'm just waiting. And I got my little glitter gang backing me up. They got my background holding it down back here. So
Yes.
I'm so excited. Thank you so much for sharing your gift with us, this dope vibe. I'm so impressed. I'm so proud of you. And I know it's going to do amazing things. I always tell people that when one of us is blessed, all of us are blessed. So I know that you got some major blessings coming forward with this. I need you to answer one question for me before we end our interview. Okay? It's
Okay.
not the hardest one. I tell people.
Okay.
What is one word that affirms who you are?
Driven.
Driven. Tell us why.
My drive pushes me through everything.
Absolutely.
Pretty much, yeah. Every day, yeah. I'm just always focused on what I got to knock out next. No matter what the obstacle is, and sometimes it takes me back, but I still figure out how to pick up the pieces and keep moving forward. So they're my drive.
I have known you for 20 plus years, and that is literally the perfect description because that's always been you. When you're determined to do something, you set your mind on it and you start chipping away at it. You're like, I got this. I'm going to do this. And we'll be looking like, you're going to do what? Okay. But I'm with you. Absolutely driven. Absolutely. Driven and dope. So y'all check her out. MVP Vibe. Hit my girl up. Check her out. Download that app. Get it going. Get yourself tipping some artists and fall in love with music, artistry, vocals, and poet like I have all over again.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.